What is up, guys? Welcome back to First Cut. This is my review of episode 2 of House of the Dragon. A lot of stuff happened in this episode, but right off the bat, you know what I really liked about it? I liked that it was slowed down. I like that they really took their time with the pace in this episode. I feel like the first episode had so much going on and spanned so many storylines and so many things going on with each different character. I mean, I feel like they had to do that because it was the first episode. But in episode 2, man, they really slowed down the pace and they really let you breathe inside this world and inside this universe and kind of let you have time with each character, whether it was Alicent or Rhaenyra or Corlys. I feel like they all had a little bit more time to let you know exactly what their characters really are. So I really do appreciate that. And I know a lot of people are probably going to complain about that, but I prefer a slower pace than a rushed pace to try and get through so much story. I really prefer them to take their time with what they're trying to say in this story. Now, throughout the episode, the main focus of the episode is the remarrying of King Viserys. Everyone wants him to have another wife in order to produce a male heir. They don't really say that too much in the show, but that's essentially what it is inside the book and pretty much inside the story, is that if he remarries, there's a potential of a male heir, and there's still that little thing inside his head. It's like, man, if I did have a male heir, I would probably prefer that over Rhaenyra because that's more important inside the realm and it's more easy for people to digest that than it is to have a female heir to inherit the Iron Throne. So obviously the remarriage is a huge part of the story, but the question is, who will he remarry? Now, obviously, my ambitious homie himself, Mr. Sea Snake Corlys Velaryon, wants him to remarry inside his own house, which would be his daughter Laena, who is an itty-bitty little girl, which obviously was a very disturbing scene inside this episode because it kind of makes you feel like, oh my god, this is just so bizarre to even consider remarrying someone so young. But it's so important to Corlys and to his house to reestablish himself, to be as close to the Iron Throne as possible, if not be a part of the Iron Throne with his own family. So I really do feel like that was important. I also like that scene with Lionel Strong that explains that a little bit more, talking about how Corlys is so powerful, so rich, and his ships are so important to the realm and to Westeros that marrying inside his house is kind of a smart decision. But unfortunately, as we all know, at the end of the episode, Viserys kind of goes with his heart instead of his duty. He really realizes that he likes Alicent, and obviously Alicent is doing what her father's telling her to do, but he likes her and he wants to spend more time with her, and he would prefer to be with someone like Alicent Hightower. And seeing how Corlys was offended by this is key to future events inside the House of the Dragon. Now let's talk about my boy Corlys Velaryon. I love this character. With 2 episodes down, you can see how ambitious this dude is. He really wants to be as close to the Iron Throne as possible. He wants as much power as he can possibly get, but he really does feel like, man, I work for this. This is what I do. This guy has been through so many voyages. He's been through so many places all over the world, literally exploring the entire world of A Song of Ice and Fire. So he is so familiar with so many different types of traditions and cultures and people, and he really does feel like he has the knowledge and the power in order to deliver a family that is long lasting. He has kind of that Tywin feel as far as wanting to have a legacy and wanting to have a long lasting, powerful family inside this world that he lives in. So we see his ambition, we see him want to have more power, and him talking with his wife and talking to the king, talking about having his daughter inside the marriage would be so key to him. But what I love is the final scene inside the episode where we see Corlys and Daemon talking, which is a key relationship again that we're going to see more of. But you could see that they're both like, yo, if we team up, our powers combined can take down any threat, because I have the sea, you have the dragons. Like, let's do this, let's combine our forces. So Corlys so far is my favorite character. I feel like his ambition, his power, his nature the way he talks. I just feel like this guy is just dope, and I'm just digging everything he's doing right now. Even if it is a little selfish and a little too ambitious, I still feel like he's just a cool character that I can't wait to see more of inside the show. Another crucial scene inside this entire episode was the Dragonstone scene. I really like that they established that Daemon didn't go back with his wife and he went to Dragonstone instead, and Daemon not wanting to give up the egg and wanting to have an heir to have his own dragon, and also kind of stirring the pot with his own brother to see, kind of testing the waters to see how much he would respond. But what I like Otto showing up and kind of being like, yo man, you got to get that back. Like Otto really establishing himself as like, all right, I gotta do this, I'll do it, because I have the backing of the Kingsguard and I have the backing of the realm, so I might as well establish my own law. So I kind of like that Otto, you know, got his hands dirty a little bit, even though obviously Rhaenyra is the one calmed the waters and set everything apart when it comes to getting back the dragon and when it comes to settling down her uncle. Either way, overall, I appreciate the pacing. I appreciate them taking their time. I appreciate that they're not too worried about impressing audiences with more action and with more dragons. Even though we got a little bit this week, I feel like there's not this need in order to impress audiences. I feel like you can impress audiences with more character development and spending more time with each character and learning about their background and learning where they come from, which is what I feel we got this week when it comes to a character like Corlys. We finally got a little bit more as far as what he is, where he comes from, how he feels, and he's such an important character inside this entire show's events. So learning more about him, learning about getting remarried and all that stuff, and Alicent Hightower and the Hightower scheming that he's been doing is crucial. It's good to have a follow-up episode like this and not just have an episode that's kind of sprinting to the end and sprinting to the dragon action. An episode that kind of takes their time and really explains to you what each character is feeling and what they're doing and what they're plotting. I feel like that's a very important thing inside the Game of Thrones world. So I appreciated this episode. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. But either way, make sure you guys keep up right here at First Cut for more House of the Dragon talk. You can follow me at Squad Leader Ace, and you can follow us at First Cut. Either way, guys, for the First Cut crew, I'm going to be peacing out, so peace.